It's time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Oh, yes, indeed. It is time for Mornings at 8. It is 8:05. And it's Tuesday, so the best that can be said for Tuesday is at least it's not Monday, so the week is well underway. Here we are. Kind of interesting. It's going to be a nice day. We're going to have a high of 70, I believe. And the last month or two has been just a little chillier than usual. We've still had overnights in the 40s. That's a little unusual for a June. I mean, it really is. And I was thinking, remember the summer of 2016? And we had a hot spell that lasted about a month and a half, if not a little longer. And it was way hot in the summer of 16. And I remember because we were working on one of our houses. And it was massively hot, very humid, and we had a drought that lasted maybe a month and a half or 2 months. And I thought, be careful what you wish for, okay? Because we had some hedges on the side of our house. And these hedges were 10 to 12 feet tall and about maybe 12 to 14 feet wide. These were huge hedges. And we had them taken out. Now we have a strip of yard 16 feet wide by 80 feet long with dirt. That's all it was. Everything else is grass, and that strip is dirt. So I figured, well, I know we're going through a hot spell, and I know we have a drought, but I don't like that dirt. I'm going to plant grass seed, right? Beautiful timing, right? So I buy all this real expensive grass seed. This is wonderful grass seed. It really is. So I bought a whole bunch of it, and I planted grass seed. And I watered and watered and watered and watered for weeks. Nothing was happening. It was like 2.5 weeks, nothing. Not one little teeny tiny little blade of grass. So I figured, well, this isn't working. I guess it's probably the heat spell of the drought or something like that. So I'll buy more grass seed. So I go out and buy all this grass seed all over again and replant it at great expense. And I watered and watered and watered and watered for days. Still not a thing. So I went one more time. Okay, probably maybe the grass seed was no good or maybe it fried or something. So I'm going to buy more grass seed. So I went out and bought more grass seed and planted that grass seed. And I watered and watered and watered, and nothing's happening. And all of a sudden, the drought ended, and the hot spell ended. And all of a sudden, all this grass goes boom. So I had about 10 times as much grass seed as I needed on this 16 by 80 foot strip. And now, that grass is so thick, you need a plow to go through it. The rest of the yard is easy to mow. No problem. But that one strip is just so thick. The grass seed did take. It just took a little while because of the drought. Anyway, so be careful what you wish for. Okay, let me see. This is, about 9 minutes after 8 or something along those lines. And I found this on a website called The Entrepreneur. And the story is mistakes you're making in the first 10 minutes of work. Mistakes you're making in the first 10 minutes of work. And there are, there are 12 mistakes. How are you going to make 12 mistakes in 10 minutes? I suppose it's possible. Anyway, here are some of the mistakes you might be making in the first 10 minutes of work. In the first place, number one, you show up late. Okay, that's probably a big mistake. Number one, you show up late. You don't want to be late, okay? I've always felt unless I'm an hour early, then I'm late. Okay, but a lot of people are late. So that's the first mistake you make. You show up late. In other words, you really don't want to be at work in the first place. Then, number two, you don't say hi to your coworkers. I suppose it depends on what you think of your coworkers and what they think of you. But anyway, it says you don't say hi to your coworkers. Okay, be nice and friendly. You drink coffee too early in the morning. I think that's impossible. You cannot drink coffee too early in the morning. It's just not going to happen. Okay, that's supposed to be a mistake. Okay. Another one goes, you start by answering all of your emails. Now, some people get a lot of emails every day, and you could waste a lot of time answering all of your emails. So the tip here is just go for the really important ones and never mind all the others, I guess. Okay, fine. You fail to make a tentative schedule. You really ought to prioritize what you're going to do in the morning. First, I'll do this, and then I'll do that, and then this and that. So I guess, okay, fine. Another one here, you tackle the easiest tasks first. So you're supposed to tackle the hardest things first and then go to the easier ones. I don't know. You can get all the easy ones out of the way first, I guess. I don't know, that's what they say. Another one, you multitask. And there's an accompanying photograph of a young lady sitting at a desk with a computer, and she has a sandwich in one hand and a cup of coffee in front of her, and with the other hand, she's typing on the computer. So that could be a problem, especially early in the morning. Now, this is in the first 10 minutes, but we haven't even tackled the day yet. Okay, another mistake you might be making in the first 10 minutes of work, you dwell on negative thoughts. That will slow your day down. Must be positive. Can't think of negative things in the morning. Let me see another one. You schedule early morning meetings. Now, in the places I have worked, most early morning is when, most meetings are held in the early morning. That's when these meetings are held, but it says you schedule early morning meetings, okay? If a meeting's scheduled, you really don't have much choice. And then you have ambitious plans for the day, which I guess would mean you shouldn't have ambitious plans. I guess I'll do maybe this, maybe I'll do this, maybe, I don't know. I really don't have any kind of a plan. Who cares? Anyway, it says you have ambitious plans for the day. So be lackadaisical, I guess. Don't expect much. I don't know. You don't take time to reflect. Okay? You don't take time to reflect. So as you're sitting at your desk, not drinking coffee because you don't want to drink coffee early in the morning, you're sitting there and you're reflecting. So if your boss comes in and says, "What are you doing?" and you're really like sleeping at your desk, you say, "Well, I'm reflecting." I don't know. And this is the last one, and I don't know how you would solve this. You're not sitting near a window. So if your desk or wherever you work is not by a window, what do you do? Like build a window? Or knock down a wall or something? Anyway, it says you're not sitting near a window, so you should sit near a window at work, I guess, unless you have an interior office or something. I don't know. Okay, those are little tips for getting along in the morning. First 10 minutes of work. You can make 12 mistakes, and there you are. Okay, speaking about mistakes, now you've heard about the Woodstock 50. First it was go, and then it was not, and then it was go, and then it was not, and it was on, and then off, and on and off. Well, now it looks like it's pretty much off. This was posted yesterday afternoon, June 10th. This is the 11th, I believe. Right? Yes. Watkins Glen International pulls site permit for Woodstock 50. And that's pretty much the end of that. Watkins Glen International has put out an official statement that they have pulled the permit. And the festival has had its share of troubles after its financial backer dropped out and canceled the 3-day event. Woodstock co-founder and 50th anniversary festival organizer Michael Lang filed a lawsuit against the investor, Japanese conglomerate Dentsu Network. I didn't know that, so Dentsu is a Japanese conglomerate. Anyway, the lawsuit was filed with Supreme Court of the State of New York demanding Dentsu's investment arm, Amplify Live, return $17.8 million to the festival's bank account and stop attempting to allegedly sabotage the event. Lang insisted the concert would go on and would be a blast. But as we headed into June, details were still up in the air. Now, My Twin Tiers reports a judge later ruled that the former financier could not cancel the festival, but they could keep the disputed $17.8 million in funds. So at this point, I guess Woodstock 50 and Watkins Glen is pretty much a no if they don't have a permit for the event. So there goes that. And here's a pretty interesting one. This is from Fox News. If I read you the headline, you'll get the punchline. Let me see. How do I do this? Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand could be facing a major challenger in their next Senate races. Anybody want to guess? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, an ordinary chowderhead. Well, The headline is AOC may challenge Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand in the upcoming Senate races. Top Democrats, it says here, suspect that the freshman congresswoman will primary, in other words, challenge in the primary, either Schumer in 2022 or Gillibrand in 2024, according to a report from Axios. Gillibrand, who's currently running for president, as we all know, just won re-election during the 2018 midterms after vowing she would serve out her full 6-year term. Now, let me see. 2020 is 2 years from 2018. So if she said that she would serve her full 6-year term, anyway, so she's running for president, which in the election, of course, is 2020. So I don't see how that works out. But anyway, it says if AOC runs against the two-party powerhouses and wins, it wouldn't be the first time she's toppled a big-name Democrat after she defeated leading lawmaker Joe Crowley, who was the chairman of the House Democrat Caucus and a member of Congress for nearly 20 years, and that was in 2018. And since then, Ocasio-Cortez has become a household name and is leading the effort in promoting the Green New Deal in hopes of tackling climate change. Now, didn't she predict that it would all be over by, in 12 years? We were all going to die, right? And she said, oh no, we're all going to die in 12 years. It's too late, and it's the end of the road. And she said that numerous times. And then a couple of weeks ago, she says anybody who believed that had the, how did she phrase it? The social intelligence of a sea sponge. So I guess it takes one to know one. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, so anybody who actually believed her had the social intelligence of a sea sponge. I'm still not quite sure what social intelligence means, but with massive support among progressive, the New York representative is seen as a kingmaker. I'm really reading this? Just hold it. Wait, stop. Yeah, Fox News is seen as a kingmaker during the 2020 election and is weighing her options on who to back in the presidential race. Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren have so far received the highest praise from the self-described Democratic Socialist. All right. She's repeatedly blasted former Vice President Joe Biden, most recently for his previous support for the Hyde Amendment, which outlaws federal funding for abortions. Anyway, so there you go. She just might challenge Senators Schumer and Gillibrand. And she's a kingmaker? That's what it says. She's a kingmaker. All right, okay. What else have we here? Oh, yes. California to become the first state to extend health benefits to some who live in USA illegally. This is from USA Today, and this was posted yesterday. California was poised Monday to become the first state to provide health care coverage to young, low-income adults living in the country illegally after legislative leaders gave a thumbs-up to Governor Gavin Newsom's $98 million plan targeting almost 100,000 low-income adults. The full legislature still must sign off on the plan that would make such immigrants ages 19 to 25 eligible for Medi-Cal, and that's the state's Medicaid program. The deal was a win for Newsom, who rejected as too expensive a state Senate plan to include adults 65 and older living in the state illegally. The California Immigrant Policy Center called the program a clear step forward, except they want to block the elderly from the plan. The exclusion of undocumented elders from the same health care their U.S. citizen neighbors are eligible for means beloved members will suffer and die from treatable conditions, the group said in a statement. Now, it's going to cost how much? Let me see here. $98 million. $98 million for health care coverage for illegal aliens. Now, how about I did a little bit of research on this. According to Pew Research, 2.4 million Californians, and estimated, of course it's only estimated, 2.4 million Californians are illegal immigrants. That's 6% of the population. And as it stands right now, it's going to cost California costs California $30 billion a year for those people. 2.4 million. $30 billion. So this health care coverage for illegal immigrants is just going to, how could they possibly afford it? Well, how could they afford it? They are going to fine, is that the word? Yes, they would fine those who are here legally but do not have health insurance. So they will fine them or tax them, not fine them, they'll tax them. It's called a tax, not a fine. So they will tax people here legally who don't have health insurance to pay for the health insurance for those who are not here legally. That seems pretty logical. At least it does in California. Okie doke. We're going to take a break, and we will be right back.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In Game 5 of the NBA Finals, the Warriors led for most of the game but found themselves down 6 points with 3 minutes to play, but behind a couple of big three-pointers, one from Steph Curry, who had 31 points, one from Klay Thompson, who finished with 26 points. His shot was the game winner with 57 seconds left. The Warriors stay alive with a 106-105 win in Toronto. Kawhi Leonard had 26 points to lead the Raptors. Just 1 point in the third quarter, though. As a team, the Raptors were 8 of 32 from three-point range. For Golden State, they had 20 three-pointers as a team. Raptors still hold a 3-2 advantage, but Golden State is still alive. Game 6 will be Thursday in Oakland. Now, Golden State star forward Kevin Durant returned to the Warriors lineup after being out since May 8th with a strained calf. He played 12 minutes, scored 11 points before getting re-injured in the second quarter. The report is it's an Achilles injury. He'll have an MRI on Tuesday. In baseball, the Diamondbacks beat the Phillies 13-8. The two teams combined for a Major League record 13 home runs.
New to golf or seasoned veteran, you'll enjoy the casual, relaxed atmosphere of Vanderview Golf Course. 2 miles from downtown Alfred on Waterwells Road, Vanderview is a 9-hole executive-length golf course with a driving range on one side of the road and the course on the other. Family-friendly and fun recreation for everyone. Greens fees are one price for unlimited play, $9.50. High school students, only $5. Children 12 and under with an adult, no charge. You can play up to 18 holes or 9 holes with a cart and get the second 9 holes at no additional charge. Ladies and senior golfers who don't hit the long ball, Vanderview's got the executive length that's just right for your game. And new this year, a season pass for only $100. That's a lot of golfing fun for a very little bit of money. Vanderview Golf Course, 2 miles from downtown Alfred on Waterwells Road. Vanderview Golf Course.
From the Fox Business Network, photo services Shutterfly and Snapfish are being sold to private equity firm Apollo Global Management. Apollo plans to combine the two photo companies. The Wall Street Journal says the deal values Shutterfly at about $1.7 billion. Apollo's purchase of Snapfish values it at about $300 million. Another business is interested in Barnes & Noble. Hedge fund Elliott Management reached a deal last week to buy Barnes & Noble for $475 million in cash. But now book distributor ReaderLink is working on a richer bid for the company. ReaderLink provides books for major retailers including Target and Walmart. Elliott owns British bookstore chain Waterstones. The Dow was up 78 on Monday. The Nasdaq added 81 and the S&P was up 13. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details.
Hey guys, good news. The expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And now get your first month's supply for just $5 at 4hims.com/Chris. Hims connects you with real doctors online who can prescribe the medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. So easy. To get your first order for just $5, you need to go to 4hims.com/Chris. That's 4hims.com/Chris.
Today at Simmons Rockwell Ford, receive up to $2,500 in Ford trade assistance with your 99 or newer vehicle trade. Now purchase a new 2019 Ford F-150 STX 4x4 Crew Cab equipped with 20-inch alloy wheels and running boards with Ford Trade Assist and Ford Finance Bonus. They're only $33,999. Shop the Simmons Rockwell Ford dealership near you. Simmons-Rockwell.com.
We are back. Now, this, I think, belongs in the category of, I wonder how long we've made it this far as a species. This is a cocaine story. This happened, let me see, somewhere in Florida. He had a lot of odd stories out of Florida. Anyway, this guy is in a car, and it's a traffic stop in Tampa, about 4:30 in the morning. And the deputy, approaches the car, and she sees that this guy has powder on his nose and under his nose, on his upper lip. Clearly, he's either eating donuts or something. So she says, "What is that on your nose and on your upper lip?" He says, "Oh, I don't know." So she takes a swab, and she checks it out, and it's cocaine. And the guy says, "I have no idea how I got there. It's not mine. I don't know." So, okay, what's his name? I don't know. It's here in the story. It doesn't make any difference. Anyway, he's 20 years old, so he had this cocaine on his face, and he says, "I have no idea how I got there. It's got to be somebody else's. I don't know." Well, he's in jail on numerous drug charges. And speaking of cocaine and really strange people, this is from, where to get this from? Channel 10 News, and this is somewhere in Florida again. And it reads, passengers say their charter boat captain went on a drunken, drug-infused tirade and threatened to shoot everybody on his boat during a nightmare fishing trip. 10 News has obtained a summary and witness statements that paint a disturbing picture of what should have been a 12-hour fishing excursion Sunday in the Gulf of Mexico. The cops in Sarasota say passengers aboard the boat told them Captain Mark Bailey, 36 years old, drank rum from the bottle, had multiple beers, got high from cocaine, and ended up in an argument with the 15-year-old passenger who reportedly tried to grab his uncle a drink from the captain's pail. Well, it got a little worse from there. This man threatened to shoot everybody on board. He fired his pistol, is arguing with everybody. The boat is going around in circles, and everybody is scattering on this fishing boat. So he said he was going to pop bullets in each of the people aboard and dump their bodies overboard. And one of the passengers says, "I tried not to panic because you could see the panic in everybody. I guess, okay, fine." So he says he's done the excursion with the same captain several times before without issue. And he says, "I don't know what happened." Anyway, so eventually this boat comes back into the dock there, and the captain refused the breathalyzer and field sobriety tests. He kicked the rear door of a cruiser while he was handcuffed inside, and he's charged with a whole bunch of things, including being an idiot, I guess. So there you go. A deep-sea fishing trip gone just a little south. Okay, I will see you tomorrow at 8:05. Bye.